This is Dodge Weaver. I'm 15. I'm from Palm Desert, California.
Everything would be different. If only you knew His love makes the difference. If you saw His kingdom, you trade it all in. Pain, anger, addiction, sin. If only you knew He makes all things new. If only you knew He makes all things new. If only you knew everything would be different. If only you knew His love makes the difference.
You know, growing up, my dad Larry, he overdosed from drugs when I was about 3 years old. So I always had that void and gap in my life that needed to be filled. And I turned to just stupid stuff, sexual lust and stuff like that. I'd always want that feeling of something that would satisfy me temporarily, something that would patch up the hole that was going to be here forever. My mom really pushed the envelope on being a Christian and attending church every week and every Sunday. So I was always at the church. I was always, being involved and, with the youth and always going to summer camps. But I never really felt that connection with the Spirit and Christ. Like I never really understood what being a Christian was all about. So I always bounced around churches trying to look for, better answers, better people. And finally when I was, in 7th grade, I was 12 years old, I was involved with the Christian club at Palm Desert Middle, and this certain week, I had detention, lunch detention, so I couldn't go to the club. I had to sit and pick up trash and then, serve my time. But we had a speaker that week, and his name was Colin Finley, and the lady who runs it, her name is Kathy, she noticed I wasn't there. So she went around looking for me a little bit during lunch with Colin, and they came up to me and she introduced me to him, and he seemed like a cool guy. I didn't know who he was. He gave me his number, I gave him mine, and he told me he'd call me later that week. So later that week, I'm just chilling at home, I get a phone call from him, and he says, hey bro, I'll pick you up in an hour, but at my church we have prayer night. So I said, alright, cool. I didn't really stand for worship. I didn't go to the altar. I was just watching because I didn't really know what was going on. I was a little nervous. I didn't know anyone really. So, I just sat there pretty much the whole hour. And then afterwards, we went to Del Taco and met some other people. But ever since then, I kept coming back. But really over these, I've been here about 3 years, this church. And over the 3 years, I've really grown spiritually, and I've matured a lot. I've noticed, I retrospect back, about 3 years ago when I first started coming, I got in a lot of, arguments with people that were foolish, foolish dispute. It's tough sometimes though, because a lot of people, they don't, they know the old me, the sinful Cody, and so at times it's tough to really show them, prove that, okay, that's the old me. I'm living this new life. I'm not about that no more. God's really blessed me tremendously. He's brought financial support in my family. He's done a lot of works in my attitude and my character, such as maturing me and helping me with certain temptations that I've been struggling. This world, there's nothing that fully satisfies the void that each person is searching for here on earth. There's drugs and alcohol and sex and parties, but does that stuff really fully satisfy what each man is searching for? Once you get saved and you have you hear about this guy named Jesus and you read about him and you start coming to church and you start hearing messages and miracles and just great things he's done. No other person or religion can give you that certain, satisfaction, that certain love, that certain forgiveness, because each man needs forgiveness. And this guy, Jesus Christ, he's the only man who can do that.